I'm going to show you guys how to master Mirage, the most played map in Counter-Strike. Everyone knows this map, but no one actually knows how to play it, especially at the lower ranks. Or maybe if you're at the higher rank, you may not understand it. So I'm going to show you guys how to default, basic rotations, basic setups, and the utility that you need to know. So make sure you guys stick around. But before I get into the video, I need you guys to check out the sponsor of this video, Skins Monkey.
Today's sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a CS2 skins trading site and marketplace that provides an instant way to get new skins. My favorite thing about Skins Monkey is that I can trade skins that I no longer want and trade it for a skin that is equal value. If you use code LouisCS2, you get a $5 bonus on your first trade. If you want to buy skins, you can get a 30% deposit bonus plus an extra 5% using my code. The link is down in the description.
So the first thing we're going to go over is a T-side default. Now this is going to be a 1-3-1 default, which is the most common default on Mirage, and that is a lurker towards A. He's either in ramp or palace, and then you have a lurker towards B. He's either pressuring towards apps, or he's holding here, or he's walking under to help you take mid. It all depends on the situation, but then you're going to have 3 guys coming to take mid. Now what you want to know is you can either smoke top mid, or you can smoke window. Now usually at the higher levels, you're going to be smoking instant window. You have all of these spawns here that can smoke window. So let's pretend, if I spawn here, I'm going to want to smoke instant window just like this. And then you're going to want to have a player come around and molly off connector. So you want to deny any of the CTs getting info in mid. So this smoke denies the window player from getting info. And then this molly denies anyone in connector getting info. But the most important thing you want to know is the window flashes, which are very simple flashes that you just want to throw. The way I do it is I come up to this wood pole and I kind of aim around this wood area, this little wood, and I just run and jump throw. Usually 1 flash is good, but sometimes 2 is good as well. And this flash is going to blind anyone playing in window right here, trying to fight you guys, as you can see, or anyone that's made the cat jump, because this is very common, especially in the higher ranks. But that is pretty much a T-side default. Another thing that some teams do, if you are a player coming out mid, they throw flashes like this. And what these flashes do, it blinds connector. So anyone coming towards con, let's say you don't even have a molly, anyone coming towards con, they're going to eat this flash and be delayed while you guys are swinging out mid. Remember, in summary, you guys want to smoke top mid or window. When you take mid, make sure you're mulling off connector. Make sure someone's window flashing, and then someone can either flash behind boxes or flash in valley. Now let's move to the CT side. Now this is a little bit different because sometimes you can solo A, sometimes you can double A, but we're just going to go over the basics. So the basic setup for CT is you have a player on A. Most of the time he is solo and he can play pretty much anywhere, but it depends what you're doing on the map. So let's say you're playing heavy mid and your teammates are wanting to fight mid. You're just going to want to play retake and you're just going to want to sit here and jump spot. The best way to jump spot is you want to crouch like this, peek palace, and then jump. And the reason you want to crouch here is because if you're running to jump peek palace, this guy could catch a timing. So you crouching like this is you're peeking into him while he's walking out. So instead of him seeing you like jumping, he's going to see your head pop out and you're going to win that duel very easily. So make sure you do remember that. You're also going to have a player towards connector. Most of the time he is, smoking off con. He can either fight, he can come and peek underpass with his connector smoke. There's a lot of different options. Then you're going to have a third player towards window. This is usually your opper. Sometimes if your opper goes somewhere else, you could start a rifle here and just kind of show presence that you are in window. But most of the time, you're going to be smoked off. And then obviously you have your cat player. And then you're going to have your obvious B player, which is, just jump spot B simulator. There's a lot of ways to jump spot, but most of the time, if you're not an experienced B anchor, you're just going to jump spot like this with a molly. And that's a very simple CT side setup. Now, a couple good CT setups that you can run on Mirage is if you want to double A, it's always good to have someone towards under balk or top balk that is pretty much just killing anyone or almost like hiding in a sense, because when someone is towards here, you want to have someone jump spotting ticket. Now, this guy is going to bait, and when the T's come out, they think that obviously they're playing a retake and there's only one on A. But then once you get spotted, you can actually help this guy. So if he's under balk, you can like flash for him so he can fight. And there's a lot of different varieties of things to do. That's a really good setup that wins a lot of rounds because this guy here, if he has good support, he can get at least 2 frags with the help from the CT guy, and then you're obviously going to win the retake. Another setup that I like to do is double con. So if your opper gets smoked off window, most of the time he might want to rotate towards CT and just hold ramp. And when that happens, your A player can come to connector with you. And what you can do is your con player can sit here and jiggle, or even your A player, doesn't matter. And then you have a buddy just sitting in this corner. So when the T's clear connector, they're going to see you just spotting, and they're going to think it's just one guy, but it's actually a bait and switch setup. So once they see this guy, they may try to chase him down. This guy will frag the guy coming up in connector, and then once he gets contact, you can peek and easily get the second guy, because obviously they should be doubled up. In a perfect world, they will be, but it's a good basic bait and switch setup that I think you guys will find success with if you play a lot of Mirage. Now, one of my favorite setups to run on Mirage is when you fight mid. I really do like to make the cat jump and fight these guys coming out. But if I ever miss the cat jump, that means I have to come in Valley. So one of my favorite things to do is if I get here and stuck in Valley, it's always good to have a guy holding underpass, just like this, in Valley. And then you either have a opper in window or in con, and he's just holding your top mid. And I think this is a really good setup, because especially if this opper's in con, this guy has your top mid. So let's say he kills a guy and they start to take mid. Once he shoots, he can come and hold my under. And then I'm here in Valley holding under. He gets to kill top mid. He's going to swivel to hold under. And then I turn to top mid, and I'm just fragging out on these guys swinging, trying to get the trade. And I think that's one of the best setups that you can do in Mirage, especially if a team is playing passive in mid. Now, CT side rotations are something really important, and it's usually the window guy that's moving around a lot, which is your opper. So let's say, for example, we get smoked off window. Now, what you can do is obviously leave window. I see a lot of noobs just like sitting around just waiting behind this smoke for no reason, but you can actually do a lot of cool things. So let's say I am the opper and I get smoked off window. I know it's heavy mid. Something I can do is just come towards B, and I can tell my B anchor to just push apps. Literally take the one-on-one duel, because if they're fighting heavy mid, obviously it is a free 1v1. I can have my B apps player literally just start pushing into apps. And since I'm the opper, I can literally just come on Balk and then start to just walk with him if I want to. And let's say he dies. This guy's going to start to push towards B, because he's like, hey, I killed the B anchor, and it's a free kill. So something to remember if you are the window player, you want to rotate and then give initiative. It's the same thing on A. If I get smoked off window, I'm going to come towards A. If this guy was playing retake, I'm going to tell this guy to insert into sight, because he needs to make room for me. So he's going to make room. He's going to come towards sight. Now, the con player could flash the A player into palace, or maybe I could flash this guy into ramp, or we could just do a basic setup, like I said earlier, where you have a guy CT just kind of opping or jump spotting, and then this guy's playing under Balk. So the big thing, especially in pugs, is if you are the window player, you need to rotate and then give initiative, and I guarantee you'll have a perfect CT side. Now, to master Mirage with utility, there's not that many nades you need to know. There's a lot of good YouTube channels out there, and I'll shout out my boy Nard out here. He gives a lot of good videos about util and pro tips and tricks that you guys can learn from, so make sure you guys check him out. But most importantly, you just need to know like a simple market window smoke for B. It's good to know this cat smoke. We used to call these McDonald's smokes on my old team, where you would smoke the arches, but no one really throws those anymore. Those are kind of out of meta, since the new smokes bloom so good that you can literally just smoke off cat like this. So for the B side, you really only need to know like 3 smokes. Nothing too extreme. Now for mid, you obviously need to know the window smoke, but most importantly, the in connector smoke, which is a very easy smoke to learn. Just coming in front of the trash can, coming down from this little pole right here to the edge of the wall, and jump throwing. This is also good if you want to take cat space, or if they are aggressive towards connector, you don't have to molly it, you can just smoke it. And then coming for the A side, I really don't like throwing CT smoke. I think it's good to take CT in a pug, because a lot of people don't understand how to rotate on Mirage. So just knowing these right side smokes, where if someone drops you a smoke, you can just left and right click throw the stair smoke, and then left click throw the jungle smoke from right here. And this is pretty much all you need. There's not that many smokes that you need to know on Mirage to master it. Maybe you need to know the top con smoke, which could help your guys, you know, take connector and then eventually split towards A. But there's really not that many smokes, and it baffles me when people don't know smokes on Mirage, because they're just so simple. Now, there is some like smokes like this one, like the fast market window smoke, to like maybe outplay some of your opponents. But if you're just kind of pugging and you're at the lower elo, you really don't need to know any of these crazy smokes, and I wouldn't even worry about them. You need to know at least 5 smokes though on Mirage, and I think that will definitely guarantee you guys a easy win on T side. So hopefully you guys mastered those tips. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below in the comments. And I'm sure if you just make some basic setups with your duo or trio queue friends, learn a couple of the smokes and understand the default and the rotations, you guys will win Mirage Pugs a lot more. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, comment down below with any questions, like the video, and if you want to see any other videos, make sure you guys comment down below as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.